Are you still tracking your workouts on a whiteboard like I am, thinking that there has to be a better way? Welcome to another TechHelp video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. This is part 70 of my series on building a fitness database in Microsoft Access. In the last video, we laid out the core structure and the schema of all of the tables we need for the workout section of this database. Today, we're going to start actually building those tables in Access. We'll set up the fields. We'll get our data into place so everything lines up properly. We'll go over a few design choices along the way, like picking the right data types and setting default values so things behave the way you want. And then we'll set up relationships between all the tables so it looks like a big spider web. Don't worry, we'll make sense of it. And remember, even though this example uses fitness for the database, you don't need to care about fitness or working out or weights and sets and reps and all that stuff, because the real value here is learning solid access techniques and database design principles that you can apply to any database system. All right, you ready? Here we go. Alrighty, so now that we know what tables we need in our database for the exercise part, let's get to building them. So I'm going to create table design. I'm going to try to match these as closely as I can to the Excel sheet so I can just copy and paste the data, right? So the first up is the muscle group table. So that's the muscle group ID. That's my auto number. This one just needs a description, short text, and notes, long text. And those we're going to copy to a bunch of different tables. Muscle group T, primary key, yes. Now for this, I've already got them typed out here in Excel, right? So I'm going to try to get them in there. So copy just this stuff, right? Come over here, select just that cell, and then paste. Perfect. They match right up. See? Nice. Now I can still keep these IDs in the next table. All right. All right, so next we got exercise ID, muscle group ID, description, notes, URL. So again, create, table design. This is going to be the ExerciseT, so exercise ID. We've got a muscle group ID. That's our number. We've got description, notes, and I should have copied it, but that's quick to type in. And then URL. Now, URL, I'm torn. I like to make URLs long text. Most of the time, they're less than 255 characters, but once in a while, you can get a really long one. And I never do like sorting or links between them or anything. So long text is fine. We're going to save this as my exercise table. Now I want to get this lined up right so I can copy this stuff in from here. In fact, I could probably copy this. I just got to line these fields up in the same order or flip these, whichever way you want to do it. I think I'll flip them in Excel. So we're going to cut that and then right click, insert cut cells. That way I don't got to move the fields around the table. We'll just select these and then we'll come over here and we'll select both of these fields like that and hit paste. Boom. There we go. And make sure they line up. They should line up. Now here for each exercise is where you'd put in the notes, any specifics for your machines or what equipment you use. Like for me, for the chest press, I put in here, what is it, pin 6. I use a PowerTech lever gym. So it's got, the arms on it where you put the free weight plates on it. And then you got to put the pin in where you want the height that you want the bar at. So that for me, I'd put like pin 6 in there. Whatever notes you've got specific to that exercise, that's where you put it. And we're gonna build forms for all this stuff in a bit too. All right, so that's exercise. What's next? Program. Program's easy. All right, create, table design. We got our program. I'm so used to typing product. Program ID, description, notes. I was going to copy and paste them, but I might as well just type them. Save, program T, and a little copy and paste. So we got full body, 4-day, 10-day. That's easy enough. Paste that in there. Okay. Next up is our routine. Create, table design, routine ID, then our program ID, description, notes. Save it, RoutineT, yes, right here. Again, I'm going to flip these keys because I like to have all my keys at the top of the table. That's just my thing. You can put them anywhere you want. It doesn't really matter. But now I can just select these, copy, select these like that, and paste. There we go. We're moving right along. All right, what's next? We've got our routine detail. This one's a little more complicated. Create, table design, RoutineDetailT, auto number. We've got our routine ID and our exercise ID. And see, this is another reason why it's good to prototype this stuff properly in Excel first, because now I've got sample data all lined up and ready to go. Sort order, that's a number. Sets, that's a number. Description, notes. Save it, routine detail table. All right, now we got to do some rearranging here. Here's the routine ID. Then we need the exercise ID, which is this guy. So let's cut this out. Cut, insert. And then we've got the sort order, which is this. Cut, insert. And then the sets, cut, insert. And then we're good. Oh, the description. Well, no, the description and the notes, we don't really need that for this. I mean, you can put them on here, but we don't need to copy them from the sheet. Okay, so, and just looking at this to keep the colors right, this color should be that, because I tried to keep it so all the purple stuff, this color here is what's actually fields in this table. All right, so now we just need these 4 columns here, copy those, and we'll stick those right here. All right, select and paste. There we go. All right. Save it, close it. Next up, we got the session. That's an easy one. Create, table design, session ID, session start. Remember, don't use date or you can use start date, end date if you want to, or start time, end time, but whatever you want. Session end, routine ID. Save it as SessionT. If you want to default this, you can. I'm going to do this in the form though, but you could default the session start if you want to. Then the end could just be 30 minutes after that. You know what? Let's do it here. Let's do it here. Default value here. Let's do equals now, and then end is going to be equals now. Now there's a bunch of different ways to do it. You could do it with date add if you want to, or you can just do it in minutes. If you want to add an hour, it would be now plus 1/24th, like that, right? Because that's an hour, right? 1/24th of a day. So if you want to default it to a half an hour, you could do 48. That's another way to do it. Or you can use date add, right? Here, I'll zoom in so you guys can see better. You could do equals date add. What's the interval? Minutes, n, right? Comma, the number, 30, 15, however many minutes you want, and then the date time, like now. Okay, that's if you want to put it in the table, which, yeah, okay, why not? The benefit of having it in the table is that if you have multiple places where this data can be added in the future, which I can't see us doing, but you could, then the logic is there. You don't have to keep putting it in the different forms. All right, so sessions, there we go. Looks good. All we literally have in here is 2, 3, and 4 for the routine ID, so we'll just type those in. Sometimes it's easier just to type them in, right? 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah, and I did a 30-minute workouts on top of each other. Here, let's just change this to 20. Well, that's going in the future, I guess, right? That's okay. 20. We'll do 21. Future me is working out as we speak. All right, last table for now is the SessionDetailT, the one that holds all the stuff that brings it all together. All right, so create, table design, SessionDetailT, or ID. Do that all the time. session ID, exercise ID. All right, then we got set number, weight. Now, it's up to you if you want to put fractions in here. Now that I think about it, I actually do have some weights where I do half pounds, so I am going to make this a double. And kind of, well, you could leave it, oh, decimal places, duh, wrong one, double. Yeah, you could leave it 0 because I do have some 0 weight, body weight, obviously. If you're doing push-ups or pull-ups or whatever, that'd be a 0 weight. But yeah, I have some like, I got those little, those thingies that you strap around your ankles. So when I do like leg lifts and stuff, you can put little half pound weights in them. So yeah, you might have to do a fraction for that one. Reps, that's a long integer. Not getting away with any half reps. I can't think of why we'd need a description for this one, but definitely notes. And we forgot notes on the session table, didn't we? All right, so save this one as SessionDetailT. And go back and put that on the session table. Yep, forgot my notes. Don't always have a description, but I almost always do have notes. Okay. All right, there's all our tables. So now we're all set to start piecing this stuff together. If you want to put relationships in here, you can. I don't really see a need for them just yet. Again, as I've said before, I'm not a big fan of global system relationships. The only ones I could see really, if you want to enforce like referential integrity, cascade deletes, session to session details, if you delete a session, you're not going to want these details sticking around. So that's one you could do. And I mean, you're also dealing with, you got these guys. If you delete a routine, it's going to mess up your sessions. So yeah, I guess for some of these, you might want to put referential integrity on. It's up to you. See, I'm planning on moving this to SQL Server later so I can use it online. And so I'm not going to keep these relationships anyways, but at least putting them in Access first will give you an idea of the relationships that you want to form in SQL Server. So that couldn't hurt. All right, why not? Let's set them up. Let's have some fun. Okay, we don't need... Oh, we got all these guys in here. Okay. Now, here's one thing that a lot of people don't realize. You can remove these tables from being in here, but you haven't removed the relationships. Okay, you're just taking the tables out of the layout. Okay? You could bring them back anytime by hitting the All Relationships button, and it brings everybody back, including some of the hidden system tables and stuff like that. So you can just, get rid of these guys very easily and then add whatever ones you want to see in here. All right. So for example, let's start from the top of ours. So where's the muscle group T? So there's muscle group T. And then that relates to exercise T. Right there. Okay. And this is a one-to-many relationship and we'll enforce referential integrity. Create. Not going to cascade update and cascade delete. We don't need cascade updates, first of all. Cascade updates only work, or they're only necessary if you change the primary key. If you have natural keys at all, like some databases I've seen, they'll use like a VIN or they'll use a social security number as a primary key. It can change, but if you're using auto numbers everywhere, no, you're not going to change them. And I don't want cascade deletes because if I delete a muscle group, it's going to mess up everything underneath it. So I want it to say, hey, you can't do it. So we'll enforce the referential integrity, but I'm not gonna turn cascade deletes on. All right, what's next? Program is by itself, but program routine relies on program. So where's program? Program can go here, and then routine is under that. Okay, and so program ID to program ID, enforce referential integrity. Yeah, okay. And here's where they start to come together. RoutineDetail. This goes to both of those. So routine ID is there. Yes. And exercise ID is there. And yes. So now you can't delete an exercise either. Okay. And then from there we got a session. Session T's over here. Actually, let's move session under here. Right, we'll link routine ID to routine ID. Force that. There we go. And now we got session detail. All right, session to session. And exercise. Where are you? Exercise to exercise. That's pretty complicated web. All right, I'm going to hit Control S to save it. That just saves the layout, folks. All the relationships are in there, plus all the other ones, right? But now all of our data is all related together. And now we're ready to start building some forms for that. And we'll get to it in the... Actually, I think we got a couple queries we're going to build first. And then we'll get to some forms and making all this stuff work. And it's going to be fun. All right. Okay, so today's big takeaway is getting your tables built correctly from the start so everything else in your database has a solid foundation. Next time, we'll start putting this data to work by building some queries and the beginning of the forms to tie everything together. It's like that rug. It really ties the room together, man. All right, post a comment down below. Let me know how you like today's video. That's going to be your Tech Help video for today, brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you soon for part 71. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button right now and give me a like. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. And make sure you click that bell icon and select all to receive notifications whenever I post a new video. Do you need help with your Microsoft Access project? Whether you need a tutor, a consultant, or a developer to build something for you, check out my Access Developer Network. It's a directory I put together personally of Access experts who can help with your project. Visit my website to learn more. Any links or other resources that I mentioned in the video can be found in the description text below the video. Just click on that Show More link right there. YouTube's pretty good about hiding that, but it's there. Just look for it. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, tables, all that stuff. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? And if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. That's it. And it's free for members of my YouTube channel at any level. Speaking of memberships, if you're interested in joining my channel, you get all kinds of awesome perks. Silver members get access to all of my extended cut Tech Help videos, and there's hundreds of them by now. They also get one free beginner class each month, and yes, those are from my full courses. Gold members get the previous perks plus access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my Tech Help videos. Plus you get access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions and all kinds of source code that I use. And gold members get one free expert class every month after completing the beginner series. Platinum members get all of the previous perks, plus they get all of my beginner courses, all of them from every subject, and you get one free advanced or developer class every month after finishing the expert series. And you can become a diamond sponsor and have your name listed on the sponsor page on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time.